out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Grease Trap. How you doing? How's it going?
We were just talking about ponage.
Yes, we were.
Like, what were like this is a topic I could sit and talk about for a long time. What was your philosophy in poning somebody, TJ? Did you have one?
I don't know.
Or was it did you adapt to each pony?
I don't remember. I remember, so yeah, I really don't think I had too much thought about it. I kind of just like, if someone annoyed me or pissed me off or made like some kind of dumb statement or whatever, I'd just be like, yeah, people like when I fucking tear this apart. I remember there was some like big, huge woman named like Herm Girl 66 or some shit like that, who I just made like the fucking like meanest goddamn video to, where I was like, fucking, I don't remember. I mean, some of the shit I said was just like fucking so goddamn like beyond the pale insane, like about like her like being so fat that she'd need a sword to slit her wrists or something. And
you reprehensible bastard.
I know, right? It was real bad.
You had shit. You made a video that would be banned from YouTube today. So
oh god, it was like brutal. It was totally brutal, and it was just really fucking mean and like kill yourself and all this other shit.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. That's,
what else? I don't know. There was really no philosophy behind it. It was just like,
I think there was
reactive.
Like, as an outside observer of your content, and this is kind of weird. We talked about this.
Yeah. Well, if there was, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, we talked about this at length the first time we really met in person during that big 3-day long weed binge conversation under the lemon tree.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and ball washed you as an influence, but it's something that a lot of people don't know is like, I started making YouTube videos and I'm sitting here doing this mostly because of TJ. Like TJ, I watched TJ's videos for a long time before I ever dipped my toe. TJ was around and getting big. I mean, he was way smaller. Like I think you had a couple thousand subscribers or something when I started.
Right, but that was a lot more back then though.
Right. Like when I started making videos to you, you had a couple thousand people that had subscribed.
There was like, I remember when I like the only time I've ever really celebrated. I guess I celebrated when I hit 1 million. Maybe I'll celebrate when I go back under. But I celebrated when I hit 500 subscribers. That was like that was like my two celebrations was 500 and 1 million.
Yeah. I celebrated 100 like it was, and to me, and back in those days, having 100 subs was like, okay, you're in the game. You know what I mean?
You're a player now. Nowadays, that's not in the game.
But TJ's ponage style was a mix of like 3 modes, I think. There was like dismissive, funny, kind of jokery TJ mode, where you just made light of everything that the person said, made fun of their appearance, and didn't really address their arguments directly, didn't like give them that. There was logical TJ mode, and sometimes these were blended into one video. There was logical TJ mode where, okay, I've actually thought this out and I'm going to address this point in your argument. And then there was explosive anger TJ mode. Yeah. And sometimes a really good TJ ponage blended all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Like you would laugh your way through some of their arguments, directly logically address, building to a big crescendo of you're so fucking stupid, I want to rip your eyeballs out and skull fuck you, you dumb motherfucker type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you seem to blend those 3 modes, and that was like your ponage philosophy, was dissecting somebody by mocking, directly challenging their argument.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't feel like that was like a philosophy. I feel like that's just kind of naturally how it's going to go, because I'm naturally dismissive of people.
Right.
Like, and condescending, which I've been told numerous times. Like, that's just my fucking nature. But eventually they're going to say something that incenses me enough that I'm going to get into the logical mode and be like, let me explain why that's fucking stupid. But then they're going to keep saying stupid shit to the point where I'm going to start getting mad, and then I'm going to be like, fucking goddamn it, you're a fucking idiot. So, I mean, like, it's just kind of like, that's just a naturally occurring thing. You know?
I remember what TJ was doing before YouTube. Before YouTube, TJ was really big into these different forums he would go to, specifically MansonUSA.net or whatever the fuck it was. And TJ ingratiated himself with the people that own that website. This guy named Alex and another dude named Zach. They're like the two big people running the website. And TJ just fucking, because he was such a huge Manson fan, they actually had a really cool fucking t-shirt they designed too. But he was big on arguing with people on that fucking site and that forum. And then he's like, fuck Manson USA. There's a site called YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck is YouTube? And he's like, site where like people upload videos and like you can argue with people and like tell other people they're dog shit and just whatever. It was like TJ's view of it was kind of like, I'm just gonna put these crazy ideas out there that I have, or just tell other people in there I don't like that they suck. And I'm like, is that what people do on there? He's like, yeah, it's pretty much what people do. And his earliest videos, from my recollection, was he would go out into the garage, like he'd wait till like everyone was asleep besides me, and then he would like kind of move around the garage, like look at the camera, just do stupid shit. And then he made that first video where he's basically walking in a circle. And that's why I feel like called his garage phase. Well, his first garage phase. You shot a lot of the videos.
You had multiple garage phases, yeah.
But that was like his first one, that garage in California. He would just like ramble and fucking walk around. I'm like an innovation for TJ was like, I'm buying a fucking tripod.
Well, yeah, because I used to set it down like on something in the garage.
There was a refrigerator I set it on.
Yeah,
and you would just find an angle that worked.
I was tall enough that my head was pretty much level with the refrigerator, so I just set the camera on top of the refrigerator.
Yeah,
and like rave into it.
But then, like, I loved that back in the day, not everything was like a polished video. You know what I mean? It was more stream of consciousness, and then sometimes you would just like make these videos that were not even really about anything. Like you just turn your webcam on late at night and ramble about something in the darkness for like 10 minutes and put that up,
Right. I think that's kind of what became ultimately later on like live streaming shit.
Yeah.
Because you're just like constantly trying to fill the silence with something. So you
get
into that rambling mode.
TJ made one where he made a bunch of Triscuits. Like he made a Triscuit tower or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that with a bunch of Cheese Whiz and shit.
Yeah, it was shit like that. But I mean, actually, I didn't mind those videos that much either. Like some of the favorite videos TJ ever made was because it wasn't like some atheism shit, which I already agreed with. I'm like, yeah, this guy's an idiot. Like I was like, as far as like that, besides when I was filming TJ videos, I didn't fucking watch that many of his videos. I still don't watch many of his videos. Like TJ made a video and I'd be like, I know that fucking piece of shit my whole life. I don't give a fuck what he has to fucking say. Like, I don't care if he's the most correct motherfucker. Like, TJ made this poignant video. All these people agree. I'm like, you know what? All those people are fucking retards. I know the real TJ. He's probably fingering his belly button right now and eating a fucking taco or some shit, whatever the fuck TJ decides he's going to eat that night. Personally, you separate that from that persona. It's like, I know the real motherfucker behind that. So
I basically copped my whole initial internet persona on YouTube from TJ, or at least stole his irreverent kind of take from it and tried to do my own thing with it. But yeah, no. TJ and the Stallion were my two big influences.
Oh,
my dark father and my light father. You can decide which one is which.
The Stallion.
I already know the answer.
Hey y'all, it's the Stallion. I forgot.
I'm telling you,
I forgot about that, dude.
Brett Keane had fucking swag back in the day. He pulled this fucking maneuver back in the day that was right out of wrestling, and I fucking loved it. There was this alt account because he was getting banned a bunch of times, and he made this account called Hassle7777, and he would put all these effects on the video, but it was obvious it was him, and he put a mask on and he'd make it all grainy.
It was very
and he'd warp the voice, but you could hear underneath all the processing what was going on. You know what I mean? Like you could hear it was him, right? And everybody in the community ate it up. They were like, "This is fucking Brett. He's gonna get banned again." And like he just ate it up. He'd make these videos like, "I am not Brett Keane situation," like. And he had this like friend, this really weird YouTuber named Firefly. I don't know if you remember.
I remember Firefly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
It was like a brick shit house with like fucked up teeth and yeah.
So this was actually hilarious. Brett must have mailed Firefly the mask, or he got one that was exactly the same, right? And they did this reveal video where, Brett narrated it, obviously, and he was like, so it's the time has finally come for me to reveal situation who I am, and everybody was like, oh my God, he's going to do it. And he reaches and he pulls the mask off and it's fucking Firefly under there. And he leans forward and he says, I am Hassel 777. It's still Brett's voice. I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever, dude. It was great. Like that shit was great.
I don't think I tuned into that one.
Dude, it's so sad that you missed that one. That was like so much effort went into that. You know what I mean? Like the whole setup. It was like a weeks long setup with a big reveal at the end of it.
That's awesome.
Brett used to not suck, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but that was when he had more of a fucking swagger to him. Before all this shit about him came out, because such a large part of it was before anyone knew him. He could kind of hit the community fresh. People would actually listen to his ideas and things he was discussing, even though it was all plagiarized. But then it just became, his YouTube career was so predicated on defending himself from these accusations instead of just admitting what he was. That's like the age-old battle with Brett Keane. It's like everyone knows what Brett is, but everyone wants Brett to admit it. It's like, look, Brett doesn't.
He's never gonna.
It doesn't matter if he admits to it or not. The evidence is already there. It's like it doesn't matter if he admits to it. And like none of these scumbags, like Onision, we've all talked to these people. They're never going to admit anything. They're not that, like, why would someone with that personality go, you know what? Yeah, I am a piece of shit. And everything bad you've ever heard about me, by the way, that's fucking true too. That's not going to happen.
100% true. Yeah. But the little saga that I'm talking about happened after Brett started getting banned and after he started getting hate in the community. So he still brought the heat, is what I'm saying. Even then, like, he already sucked then. He'd already kind of revealed himself as a duplicitous piece of shit. But he was still bringing the heat. And then that just slowly but surely turned into him on his stomach, kicking his feet.
Look, I'll never take that away from Brett. Brett still, look, would he go down? Did he go down? Was it a fucking definitely just a slope of decline for Brett? Sure. But dude, bringing Brett as a fucking punching bag and a fucking heel, you have to hand it to the guy. If he's good for nothing else, it is great to have him as an antagonist because he's just so fucking.
That's one of the things that the people that hate on him now because they watched DP and they watched a shit on him don't realize about him. It's like one of the reasons why I was so harsh with Brett, and I won't speak for you guys, was because I saw that he was capable of not being a total fucking waste. You know what I mean? Like, he used to make videos where he was dynamic and he would do crazy shit and he would make crazy skits and he would make ponage videos that were unexpected and would come from unexpected directions, and he would actually go outside and film shit sometimes, and he tried different things with his content. He never gave up. He never settled into like this static, this is how my videos look. He was always, he'd have a look for a while and then the whole fucking thing would change and the intro would change, and like he had some swagger to him even back in his like uber heel days, like right before the time he became a DP guy, like about a year before that. He was still like he was hated, but he still brought something. He was doing something with his content. He had a vision of it in his mind, a vision of himself. You know what I mean?
I don't know. By the time that I tuned out for fucking like a decade until you basically brought him back into my life. And by that time, the Brett that I saw was basically like laying flat on his belly on a bed.
Oh.
It's like, let me tell you about the situation. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is?
You remember this? I'm gonna bring this up. It was me and TJ. Like, we were living in Ohio, and like we had not thought about Brett Keane in probably,
I don't know,
6 years,
7 years, 10.
And then there was like TJ's like, someone sent me this video Brett Keane made about me. We're like, what? And it was like this 45-minute attack video about like how TJ's like the biggest.
Yeah. That was that was like the first time he got back on my radar at all, because like I hadn't thought about him in like fucking like half a decade or whatever, and all of a sudden there's this video about how like I destroyed his career. Let me tell you, the mastermind behind all this situation. The one man who took me from the heights of YouTube glory to the supplicating bowels of YouTube defeat.
The valley of suffering.
There was one man who done it all. It was the amazing atheist situation. It's like, what?
There's actually way too much.
I didn't do that at all.
There's actually way too much character and improvisational ability in what you just did for it to be.
I know,
but yes, that's basically what it was.
It was like 45
I was
minutes
channeling
of
the depths of his dark soul.
What he thinks he is, right? What he hears when he makes a video.
Yeah, there was a little bit too much passion. I'd have to like
it wasn't necessarily the passion. You were too well spoken.
Yeah. So hit me over the head with a hammer a few times and give me some Valium, and then I'll.
You're too mellifluous. You gotta dial it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, you're trying to run on all cinder blocks there, man.
Yeah, your brain was working on all cinder blocks.
Listen here, amazing atheist situation. You think you're some kind of individual, but really, you're just.
But I actually went and looked at one time
such
at the dictionary of all the things that he had said wrong, dude. It is a fucking vast library. Okay.
The Keenisms. Yeah, I got a dude that tried to pwn TJ back in the day was actually he was the first Keenologist, was that Straight Dope guy.
Yeah, Straight Dope.
Oh yeah,
Straight Dope was the dude that I
was
remember
his big thing was he didn't like anyone who e-bagged.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he was like a real anti e-bagging shit. Now he's totally lost now. Because everyone fucking e-bags now. That became like a business model. He actually
fucking like reached out to me back in the DP days, and I had like a DM conversation with him on Twitter. And he's definitely like embraced, because like e-bagging, I was against e-bagging. I remember I clashed with you and a couple other YouTubers on e-bagging.
Yep.
But those of us, we like those of you that were doing it already, were just seeing the future, because now it's like literally what everybody does.
I think I might have. I mean, like I give myself credit for inventing things a lot of times.
You might have invented.
I think I might have been the first YouTube e-bagger. I don't know.
He was ahead of his time for e-bagging.
Yeah. Really, I pretty much invented the anti-SJW video genre, and I invented e-bagging. So I'm pretty much horrible. Is what I'm saying.
You're horrible.
I'm pretty much awful.
I'll tell you what happened with that is that some fucking Silicon Valley types realize, like, hey, all this money could easily move around online. Like, especially with PayPal. PayPal is a big way. And then people start doing these live shows, and they realize, like, hey, during live shows, people want you to do or say shit or whatever. It's like there's all these different fucking gimmicks you can do with live shows. But like, how much people start doing that shit? And is like, man, I made $500 just being an idiot, getting drunk.
There was this deceptively cut part of a Straight Dope video against UTJ that got me fucking so good. And it got you pretty good too. It was obviously deceptively cut. So he had a cut of you going like, so it's my birthday, and or no, it wasn't that. It was my power bill's about to be shut off, and if I don't get $500 by the end of today, they're gonna shut off my power. So if you guys could help me out with that, there's a PayPal below. And then it cut directly to you standing there in a new jacket going, like my new leather jacket, it's lambskin. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, of course.
It was not very long after that I did get the jacket. So a lot of people actually made that connection. But
of course,
the jacket was totally unrelated. But
of course,
I think the jacket was actually a gift from somebody. But
like my new jacket, it's lambskin.
He just had a couple times in his life where he's had fucking like really nice jackets.
I don't get nice jackets anymore because
do you still have that lambskin jacket?
That's the point. I cannot hold on to a jacket to save my fucking life. Unless I get a cheap piece of shit jacket, then I'll have it forever. But every time I've ever got a nice jacket, I will fucking leave it somewhere and
our dad bought
never see it again. So
a $700 fucking leather jacket. And it was like super nice. Like probably the best jacket she'd ever fucking worn her. Like it's the way he wore it and shit. Like people like always compliment you. It's a nice jacket. Fucking left it at some hotel when he met that his first girlfriend, Cherie.
Yep.
Never got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
I left at the hotel, went back there. I'm like, hey, I left a jacket here. It's like, nope, didn't see nothing. It's like, okay.
I remember our dad bought you like a $500 New Zealand lambskin jacket. You're like, this jacket looks great on me. he left it someplace. And of course, the jacket's so nice, he never got the jacket back. Like, people would see him leave that shit and be like, what?
Like my new jacket, it's lambskin.
Yeah, so I don't buy nice jackets no more. I buy cheap ass pleather jackets if I need a jacket.
Oh man, I miss the old days, dude. The good old fucking ponage days. Everybody got a chunk taken out of their ass, and that was what made us all kind of like the camaraderie stick together. It's like at some point everybody was the target of the salvo. You know what I mean? Nobody was completely fucking. Nobody ever got away from it. You're gonna have some shit slung at you. You're gonna have to respond to it. You know, TJ took his lumps. The banana video, which I think actually should be shown in sociology classes, as to how, like, I honestly do. Like, it should be shown, like, not the actual video. I guess they could show that too.
Well, yeah, show that first.
Yeah, your response to it though, because like if ever there was a blueprint for how to continue existing on the internet after something embarrassing comes out about you, that's it. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, Paul, I remember that happened. Like, a bunch of people, like. You know, one of the dudes actually wrote me, TJ. I think he hates you now, though. Is the fucking dude, your movie sucks, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's all like, yeah, I can't. TJ's video was really good, and like, I'm like, and your response was also because like someone asked me, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like people asked me like what I thought of the TJ making that video, the video put out there. I'm like, dude, you're a sick fuck, dude. You ever met TJ? Like, this doesn't surprise me at all. I don't give a fuck what TJ shoves up his fucking ass. Like, that's his business.
I remember you saying something. I don't remember where it was, but I remember you saying, like, anybody that knows TJ knows that he's put probably more than a banana up his ass. And if I cared about that shit, like, I'd have no fucking time to care about anything else. Like, who cares?
Yeah, it's just it's so fucking pointless to worry about. Like, there's so many fucking scandals. Like, I remember then another scandal TJ was in was the fucking Reddit one, the one that Brett always brought up. They're like, TJ told the rape victim like he was gonna.
Oh yeah,
everybody was doing that shit. He's like, I'm gonna do this. I was like, TJ, I don't think you should do it, man. Like, I don't know, like this.
Don't do it, TJ. This guy was trying to be like Jiminy Cricket and shit.
I was like,
don't do it. Don't do it, Pinocchio. No.
Like, TJ,
you'll never be a real boy if you do it.
Don't fucking argue with these people online because like TJ,
you gonna drown in rape semen, you fucking cow.
I am being attacked. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm like, it's not gonna make it better. TJ, just fucking weather the storm. These people have better things to do in their life. They'll get outraged at somebody else, and you won't matter. That is not what he did, though. He was like, no. It's one of those times where TJ was truly just so gotten to that there's just there's nothing you could have done.
Yeah, they triggered me.
He was definitely triggered.
I was
like,
triggered.
I remember when that went down, and I remember reading it, and I didn't care personally, but I was just like, and that was at a time before like wokeness was even huge yet.
Oh, yeah.
I remember like it was offensive before the wokeness movement.
Yeah, it was like pre-woke offensiveness.
Holy shit, man! Because you just like. I mean, go for the throat doesn't even fucking begin. Like, you just atomized this person from every possible direction with no discretion whatsoever.
Oh, dude, I loved all the people that got mad at TJ too. Like, I mean, look, rightfully so with that comment. But the thing is that like all their solution was the same. Like, TJ arguing with people and to be like, you know what you can do, TJ? Leave this platform and never return. You must give up everything you've ever done on these platforms, TJ. Delete all your accounts, and then we'll consider accepting your apology as sincere. Nope. What's funny now, though, TJ, is all these people that are actually having to do that. That one chick, Jenna Marbles.
Yeah, Jenna Marbles done it.
It's like, oh, you did this blackface video or whatever you did.
Dude,
15 years.
I'm so glad. Shocked. I'm so glad I never did a blackface video.
I know.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like
of all the shit he did, he never did that.
Yeah, I'm like, thank God I never did that blackface video, man. Because like I definitely thought about it. I was definitely tempted. Like, it is pretty edgy, but I think somehow I knew like there's gonna come a day when that's just like.
I mean, to be honest with you, there was always a day. Like doing blackface, there's a good chance it was gonna get you in trouble even back. I know,
and that's why people did it though. People did it to be like, all right,
people were able to get away with it.
I'm going to show just how fucking edgy I am. by doing this blackface, you know?
I think me and you always kind of just like, especially when you were making videos, like if you had that notion, I was like, gee, that's probably just a bad idea.
Oh, he's gonna. I don't think I ever fucking. I mean, I had the notion. I don't remember ever talking to you and you being some voice of reason on that one.
Yeah,
maybe you were.
No, you did talk about doing shit like that. Like maybe like no, I do remember you kind of bringing up like I'm gonna do this video like this or that. And I was like, I mean, like I don't think I was like you shouldn't do it because it's your channel. You always done what the fuck you wanted.
Well,
I think you're kind of like dissuaded from because you had ideas that I've definitely dissuaded you from doing.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like,
I don't know about blackface specifically though, but yeah.
No, I kind of remember you wanted. It wasn't really as a racial thing though. You just want to do it for some other more like metal thing. And I was like, I think this is going to be fucking misinterpreted as blackface, no matter how you do it. Because I don't think you want to do it for like a racist. Like you don't want to do a minstrel thing. You want to do like some spooky thing. I was like, you know, I think if you do it like maybe if you do it like a skull or something, but if you just do it as like a black face, it's going to be probably taken the wrong way.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe I have a different recollection of that.
Well, I don't even remember it at all. But yeah, I'm glad there was never any blackface because that seems to be the one that's like really going to fuck you.
At least TJ never did blackface.
Maybe I should sell a shirt that says that.
You should put on the front, I wished rape on a rape victim, and then but on the back, but at least I never did blackface.
I stuck a banana up my ass and millions of people saw it, but at least I never did blackface.
Yep.
Oh, well, you know, he's got a point.
Least I never did blackface. Least I never did blackface.
You know what? Shoving the banana up your butt didn't even hurt you anyways. You got way more subscribers.
Oh, dude. Your channel blew up after that. So
you're like, hey, this is a banana guy, right? Let's see what he's got to say.
You channeled that energy properly into growth for sure.
Growth.
Well, I guess that's a second grease trap, right?
Not quite. No.
Not quite.
No.
Well, it's an hour, right? They're half hour apiece.
Yeah, but our first one was too long, so
too long.
Our first one ran long, so this one's still short.
I'm looking at the time down here, going, okay, we did good, but our first one went over.
Yeah, we went over, so we still got time left on this one.
That'll happen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The fuck, TJ?
I didn't do it. You guys are the ones that wanted to ramble on and on last time we did this.
Ramble on.
There's still ponage though. Like ponage is like it's coming back again. Like I think that's why you've like kind of started to appreciate Vosh's content more. Because Vosh is doing a form of ponage that was done back in the day.
That's true.
Where he goes through and he fucking watches people's videos and he pauses them live and talks shit about what was just said.
This shit was dumb. Here is why.
That's the Lulgic series.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
Those whole videos are that.
Yeah, there is sort of an old school quality, I guess, going on.
That's what I assume like has attracted you to his content, but there's a big meme in the community that you've become an acolyte of Vosh's and that he's corrupted you and moved you too far to the left towards the dangerous.
I'm gonna go ahead and just create like a video compilation of all the super lefty shit that I've said over the years before I ever encountered Vosh.
I mean, dude, just like I on ideology alone, before Vosh was even a thing, you have sat there and had like hyper fucking left conversations with me.
I know, right?
About cashless societies and fucking far future.
Okay, so you know what I think really is the case is I've always kind of like modulated those views a little more because I'm like, this is not viable for the YouTube platform. But then I saw his shit and I'm like, oh, it is. Okay. Well, why am I holding back then?
I mean, there have been times that I've brought ideas to you and you've told me like that's kind of a wacky idea, but you've never been unreceptive to my leftiness, and that's been consistent, you know, at least back as far back.
I'm not
going to
try to control anybody else's fucking shit.
Well, no, but that's what I mean is like you're not like you've never been unreceptive to the farther left ideas that I've put forward in all the time that I've known you, and I've known you for going on 6 years.
If someone says something to me that like sounds a little bit crazy, my fucking reaction is usually like, that sounds insane, convince me. You know, I'm never like, ooh, I dismiss that because it sounds too wacky. I'm like, no, I love wacky ideas. Let's fucking see if let's fucking delve deeper into this.
Let me ask you about this then, because I've gone through one ideological shift in my life, basically. my first introduction to politics was my dad listening to Rush Limbaugh and shit. So I started off as a righty.
I'm right wing because Rush is cool.
As a little, probably 10, 11-year-old. And then probably through like 13, I would have called myself a right winger. And then that just completely flipped because of experience.
Right.
And I saw that the left wing stood in defense of the things that I enjoyed, like the arts and shit.
Yeah.
And that just led me down that path and led me to where I'm at today. Like that one shift happened. You've gone through like a couple.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you the whole genealogy.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, the person who bended my ear about politics first and indoctrinated me was my Uncle Guy, who is, I don't really know what you'd fucking call him. I mean, he's definitely on the left. I think he's more of like a liberal though, but he kind of fucking is like, yeah, this is the way, this is the truth. And so that was cool. And then me and my friends, we fucking did this little club or whatever, like school sucks shit club or whatever. And we got little laminated cards with anarchy symbols on them. And like, it said like, in anarchy we trust and shit. So we're like, yeah, anarchy, cool. I didn't really even think of it as a political thing at the time. I'm just like, yeah, no rules, fuck authority or whatever.
Right.
So
back in the 90s, that's what it was.
Right. So that was like me and like, I don't even know how old I was. I wasn't even like a teenager yet, maybe. Or like I was like maybe 12 or 13 or something. Right. Then I was over at a party that I didn't want to be at because it was like some kind of redneck barbecue bullshit. So I like hid in some room I found, and there was like C-SPAN on in the room, and they were doing this big like presentation about Ayn Rand. And I was like watching this like, yeah, objectivism, that's the way. And that led me into being like a fucking libertarian for a few years, where I was like, we don't need no fucking government, bitch. We just fucking, the fucking free market will do it all. Don't you worry.
I remember you making a video during TJ's libertarian phase where you were like, if somebody owns a place of business and they choose to exclude black people, it is their right to do that, and the state should not intercede. They should be able to let anybody that they fucking want come in.
I mean, that was my like, it was a totally like super pro business philosophy.
And I was like,
as like whatever is in the best interest of business is ultimately in the best interest of humanity.
Right.
So that was me for a few years. Then Dad died, and I had to go live in the real world. I'm like, libertarianism is fucking stupid. I hate this. So then I'm like, Obama, yeah, he's the fucking one. Change. And then he gets in office, and I'm like, and Obama put a bunch of lobbyists in his cabinet, and now he's changing his rhetoric. I'm like, what the fuck? Oops. So then, like, because he didn't meet my purity test for what I wanted when I fucking supported him, I never got to vote for him because there was like a problem with my voter registration, but I wanted to. But I still celebrated when Obama won. I'm like, yes, historic day for America. And then I kind of shifted super left after that. Because Obama was such a disappointment that I'm just like, fuck this liberal piece of shit. I didn't really fucking make the distinction at the time in my mind between like liberal and leftist or anything. Like, to me, it was all just like under one band. I mean, if anyone who was like super deep into theory would have known that. I didn't, though, because I'm just a dumb fuck. And but I went way left. And I fucking heard. I mean, I pretty much adopted the most far left leaning views I could fucking possibly imagine. Then in 2015, 2016, when all the like the red wave happened, I got caught up in that a little bit. I didn't go all the way to the fucking right, but I definitely I kind of fucking started to do that Dave Rubin grift. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, yeah, I'm a liberal, but I agree with conservatives on a few things, and I kind of started highlighting that because you can play that. But then I looked at what happened, and then I looked at Dave Rubin and some other people who were doing that, and I'm like, whoa, no, this isn't good. I'm backing out of this. So then I went back and fucking kind of just like reestablished.
It was the anti-SJW thing that was the bridge for you to the alt-right, because there was this huge kind of third wave feminist movement online that was very censorious, and
Yes.
I'll stand by it to this day. Like, there was a lot to criticize in that movement in its nascent form.
Right. But then, of course, the whole criticism of it turned into this fucking recruitment tool for the right wing. And I got sucked into that a little bit, but I didn't get all the way into it. But I went enough into it that I feel kind of like, oh, God damn it, what the fuck? So, you know, now I'm kind of like back to where I was before.
Were you into it during kind of like the core DP days? Is that where you think that you went farthest to the right in terms of your ideology?
Maybe. I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't say he was.
I mean, I definitely never was all the way into being like right wing or anything. I don't know,
because that was when it was.
But the pinnacle of it, because that was when Trump got elected and stuff. So yeah, I guess it was.
That podcast was like, it existed right at the nascent parts of that, and a huge part of its audience were these alt-right dudes.
Right.
And
I mean, I think TJ maybe was closer to that, but I'm telling you, when he was a libertarian, TJ was pretty fucking conservative.
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm setting aside your time as an.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was obviously I was fucking way further right then. I was talking about, like, I was a super libertarian though. I was like, but you know, I was like a open borders kind of fucking libertarian too. I was like, yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe to someone who was super liberal, TJ would have seemed more in the center, maybe. But I don't ever felt that TJ ever really got over the conservative side politics.
I caught
something. He would always be like, no, ban guns and shit like that. So
it was always kind of shocking to me, because I caught tons of fucking flack on that show for being a crybaby pussy liberal. And it was strange to me, because I feel like nobody sitting on the panel with me disagreed with 99% of the things I was saying about policy and shit. But there was this fucking strange divide on the show where, and that must have been the time where you like I'm saying, you weren't tolerant to the more like social right policies. I've never heard you espouse that ever, except for in your libertarian days.
Yeah.
So during this time, you weren't like, the Jews are behind everything and blacks should be fucking excluded and blah, 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 blah. Like, you never went that fucking deep into it. But you were more tolerant of those types of personalities at the time.
Yeah, that's true. You know, the thing was, I had a thing in my head where it's like, you know, if I'm making content that appeals to the left and the right, then I must be doing something, you know, correctly, because, you know, I'm bringing two disparate groups of people together, you know?
Right.
So I viewed it almost as like, this is a positive thing, but it wasn't. But live and learn. Anyway, that's now we've gone over on this one. So
to be continued in the next edition of
see you next time on The Grease Trap.